With 16 days left until the Iowa caucuses, John Edwards was in Cedar Rapids at Coe College for the wrap-up of his Main Street Express bus tour. He met with caucus goers and discussed his ideas for providing universal health care, ending the war in Iraq, stopping global warming, and taking back the government from the lobbyists. Now, if you've never attended a town hall, it's certainly a lot different than the large-scale concert-like appearances by Barack Obama and Oprah Winfrey. They're relatively small get-togethers with rarely more than 100 attendees. The point is to speak to party members on a more intimate level and have them throw their support behind you. On this particular day, Marie Culver had a special announcement informing us that she was throwing her support behind John Edwards.
I'm so pleased to announce my support for John Edwards for president.
For those of you who might not know who Marie Culver is, she's the wife of Iowa Governor Chet Culver and is arguably the one responsible for getting Chet elected. The last time an Iowa governor's wife threw their support behind a Democratic candidate, well, that guy made a run for the White House. So here's your chance to attend a town hall meeting. Sit back, have a listen, and make your own mind up. Love him or hate him, John Edwards certainly has charisma and charm.
And I am so proud to have Mary Culver's support in the caucuses here in Iowa. Thank you, Mary. My father worked in mills for 36 years. 6-7 days a week, long hours, tedious, hard work. And the question is, why did they do it? Why did my grandparents do it? Why did my parents do it? Why did your parents do it? Why did your grandparents do it? You think about the sacrifices that those who came before you, your parents, your grandparents, think about the sacrifices they made for you. They all did it for the same reason, so that you could have a better life. Why don't we have universal health care? Insurance companies, drug companies, and their lobbyists. Why do we have that mess of a Medicare prescription drug law? The drug company lobbyists wrote the thing. That's why. Why do we have trade policy that costs America millions of jobs, pads the profits of big multinational corporations? Because the big corporations are for it. Why do we have a bunch of paid mercenaries working for Blackwater roaming around in Iraq where we're making 10 times what our men and women in uniform are making? Why do we have Halliburton getting billion-dollar no-bid contracts in Iraq? Why do we have tax policy that gives huge tax breaks to American companies leaving here, taking their jobs, and going overseas? This is insanity. It is time for us to stand up. It is time for us to say we have had enough. Why? How long are we going to let insurance companies, drug companies, and their lobbyists run this country? America doesn't belong to them. America belongs to us. James Lowe got his voice back. Now it's time for you to get your voice back. That's what this election is about. The richest Americans getting richer. The top 1% have doubled their share of the nation's income in the last 25 years. Doubled their share. All that enriching of corporations and the richest Americans standing side by side with 47 million people who live in this country who, if their child gets sick in the middle of the night, they're going to have to go to the emergency room and beg for health care. 37 million of our people who wake up every single day literally worried about feeding and clothing their children. Last year, 35 million. The population of California, about the population of California, who went hungry in America. 200,000 men and women who wore the uniform of the United States of America, veterans, will go to sleep under bridges and on grates. We're better than this. The United States of America is better than this. When we speak up for 200,000 veterans who don't have a place to live, America rises. When we speak up for 47 million people who have no health care coverage, America rises. When we speak up for 35 million who went hungry in America last year, America rises. When we speak up for James Lowe and millions just like him who live in the darkness, who live in the shadows, Washington doesn't even know they exist, America rises. And I'll tell you something, brothers and sisters, on January the 3rd, right here in Iowa, America is going to begin to rise. And there's going to be a wave that goes across this country that cannot be stopped. But I listen to sometimes to other candidates speak. And what I hear is, well, here's what we need to do. We need to sit at the table with drug companies, insurance companies, oil companies, and negotiate. And they will voluntarily give their power away. Not in the real world they won't. Let me tell you, when they'll give their power away, they'll give their power away when we take their power away. That's when they'll give their power away. I thank all of you for being here. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support. Anybody here in the room who hasn't made up your mind, I want to tell you, first of all, I learned an important lesson a few years ago. Somebody came up to me, it was a woman, after an election. She said, "You know, Edwards, I kind of liked you, and I would have voted for you, but you never asked me." I will never make that mistake again. So, I want to make it clear to everybody who is within the sound of my voice. I am asking you on January 3rd to go to the caucuses for me. I am asking you on January 3rd to take at least 5 friends with you to the caucuses. Don't go alone. There is no reason to go alone. If you'll go there, stand up for me and caucus for me, this is what I'll do for you. I'm going to give you your Democratic Party back. I'm going to give you the White House back. And I'm going to give you America back. God bless you all. Thank you for being here.
Recent polls now show that John Edwards has jumped ahead of rivals Clinton and Obama and now leads the Democratic field in Iowa. Edwards leads with 30% in a poll of Democratic voters who said they intend to participate in the January 3rd presidential caucuses, followed by Clinton with 26% and Obama with 24%. Now Edwards holds a significant advantage, however. Under Democratic Party rules, candidates who poll less than 15% in the first vote of each caucus around the state are eliminated, and their supporters get a second chance to vote for another candidate. Among those who say their first choice is someone other than the top 3, Edwards leads the second choice of these voters, with Clinton trailing Obama. I'm David Howell, reporting in Iowa for the UpTake.